Team Teal is on a winning streak since early January, led by a goal-scoring race between Timo Meier and Tomas Hertl, each with 25. But a familiar face returns to San Jose. It's a big night of hockey in the South Bay. Sharks plus pregame starts now.
Randy Hahn with Drew Remenda. We can now confirm the San Jose Sharks arguably have just made the biggest trade in their history. The Sharks have another Thornton. Joe Thornton from the Boston Bruins comes to the Sharks in exchange for Marco Sturm, Wayne Primo, and Brad Stewart. Rarely do you see a 3-for-1 trade, but rarely does a player of Joe Thornton's status move. So Joe Thornton is a San Jose Shark as of tonight. Your thought?
Well, Randy, I thought it was a pretty damn good trade. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sharks fans and hockey fans all around the world. This is Sharks Plus Pregame, your live interactive pregame show for your favorite hockey team in Northern California, your San Jose Sharks. If you want to be part of the show, of course, do us a favor, chat with us and fellow hockey fans in the page or the app. And, of course, follow us on the social everywhere. You can find us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, of course, our Discord as well. So there we go. And with that, we're going to get you ready for the Sharks and the Florida Panthers. The Panthers, one of the best teams in the Pacific Division, in the Atlantic Division, really fighting basically for playoff positioning at this point. But for the San Jose Sharks, well, last time out, the Sharks devoured the Los Angeles Kings with a 5-0 victory. Tomas Hertl, as you saw earlier, scoring a pair of goals to give him 3 in his last 2 games. Seems like he and Timo Meier, who also had 3 points on Saturday, are having a little friendly competition to be the leading goal scorer of Team Teal, both sitting at 25 and both contributed last game. Of course, we had the return of Adin Hill. He had a solid 29 save shutout. However, on Monday, prior to practice, he wasn't feeling good and is out for tonight's game. James Reimer will be the starter with Zachary Zachenko, the backup for this matchup with the Florida Panthers. Now, onward to, let's not get crazy here. It's a 2-game winning streak, folks. But special teams has played a key role here. And looking at it, a special boost, considering since they returned from the All-Star break, they had that 2-week layoff and came back Valentine's Day against the Oilers. That's been pretty special. The Sharks have only allowed 1 goal on the penalty kill, and that was on that disastrous night against the Nashville Predators. As for the power play, well, they've had back-to-back games where they've scored 2 power play goals in this one. Granted, they allowed a shorthanded goal in this one, but 10 for 40 on the power play. Unreal. But that's not all, Sharks fam. Team Teal's power play in the last 12 has been fairly decent, going 10 for 40 on the man advantage. In fact, San Jose has scored multiple power play goals in 4 out of their last 12. In the last 2 against Los Angeles, the Sharks are 4 for 9 in their 2-game win streak. Not bad for a team who was having issues drawing penalties. You think Connor McDavid was on the team at one point. I mean, come on now. So, good looking all around these last 2 games against the Los Angeles Kings. But as for tonight, here's what we expect for San Jose to roll for this game. John Leonard was called up from the Barracuda a week after being named the AHL's Player of the Week. That was capped off by a hat trick. That was at Sunday for Hockey is for Everyone night against the Tucson Roadrunners. He's going to get in on the top line shifts with Tomas Hertl and Alexander Barabanov. You're seeing Meyer, Couture, and Dahlin on the second line. Balcers goes to the third line with Benito and Nieto, which pushes Cogliano to the fourth line with Gadjevich and Scott Reedy. Defensively, they're going to be pretty much the same. Middleton and Burns, Migna and Carlson, Vlasic and Milosh. Reimer, as we said, getting the start for this one. The power play units, well, nothing yet for Leonard here, but that could change as time goes on. Barring any last-minute changes, Gregor, Viel, Shimmick will be getting to enjoy the press box popcorn on this one this evening. Now, speaking of roster things, of course, the trade deadline right around the corner, and earlier today on TSN's Insider Trading segment, we heard that Sharks defenseman Jake Middleton was once again mentioned by Pierre LeBrun. Of course, making the $725,000 salary is among pretty popular on the Eastern Conference playoff teams. LeBrun specifically believes, I should say, that Toronto, more so over Boston and Tampa Bay, and last week there was mention of potentially St. Louis, are the most interested in Middleton. Excuse me. The price, the rumored price from assistant general manager Joel, I hope I got that right, Hockey Jerk, if you're watching, is looking like it's going to be a second-round pick plus another pick and a prospect. Now, of course, a lot of things can happen. As much as Hockey Jerk wants the Barabanov announcement for him being re-signed to happen right now, he's still up in the air. That could be a potential suitor for somebody with his $1 million cap hit. The trade deadline is Monday at noon Pacific time, so we'll see. And oh yes, there is that Tomas Hertl guy out there if they can't get a contract extension. We'll see on how that happens down the road. Now, getting back to tonight's game, with the Panthers in town, it means it's a special night in San Jose as legendary Shark Joe Thornton will play at the Shark Tank. Now, that's not necessarily big news per se. However, and kudos to AJ for finding this earlier, or like about a month or so ago. Joe Thornton will play at the Shark Tank as an opponent for the first time since March 21st, 2003. Yes, nearly 19 years to the day. Yes, the Sharks won 3-2. And, well, let's be honest here. It looks very nice. Let's put it this way. I don't think William Eklund was barely born at this point. But one thing that Jumbo did have to say, a number of things after his morning skate rush earlier this morning.
It's so nice. Like I said, I saw so many of the guys yesterday, the trainers. You play somewhere for 15 years, you become family, and it was great to see everyone. A little weird staying at the hotel last night. You never stayed there before, and it's been a while since I've been in this visitor locker room. Everything's kind of changed, and it's a big step getting on the ice on the visiting side. So it's going to take a little get used to, but once warm-ups hit and drop the puck, everything will be fine. Be back in the lineup.
Jumbo's dealt with injury as of late, and even doing some load management. What is this, the NBA? He's missed his last 13 games for the Panthers. He's played 24, entering tonight with 4 goals and 2 assists. Now for Jumbo, and there's many of you who've wondered, I know AJ's mentioned it before in the Pucknologist, he'll play in game number 1,705 tonight and currently sits just 75 games away from passing Patrick Marleau, who at last check hasn't signed yet, or I'm still waiting for him to sign for the last game of the season, either against Chicago or Anaheim, the last home games of the season there. But I'm anticipating this next season. All I'm saying, yeah, he'll come back. He'll have that special patch on for game 1780 when he passes Patty. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes down the road here this evening. Now, Jumbo, not the only one kind of having a homecoming tonight. The Panthers' Mason Marchment. Yes, he is the son of former Sharks defenseman and current Sharks scout Brian Marchment. Despite being held pointless in his last 3 games, since having a goal and assist in the overtime win for Florida over the Sharks back in January, he's been on a nice run, actually. He's had 6 goals and 10 assists in his last 14 games, so looking out for that. One guy to look for, along with 2 guys that are, getting some love already. Alexander Barkov, their team captain, has had a phenomenal year. He's over 25 goals on the campaign. Then throw in, maybe a Hart-type trophy candidacy for Jonathan Huberdeau, who I believe is at 83 points on the campaign, having an unreal run. Very Thornton-esque, for sure. So look out for those guys there tonight for the Florida Panthers. Goaltending matchup, we should, honestly, with the Panthers being in town, we should have this presented by the new indoor football team, the Bay Area Panthers, who kick off their indoor football season on March 21st at the Tank. For Michael Hahn, this is for you. For tickets, visit BayAreaPanthers.com. Hope you're watching there. So, like we said, Hill had the shutout, the 29 save shut. Easy for me to say. 29 save shutout on the Los Angeles Kings, but he's out for tonight. As we said, Sawchenko will be the backup. James Reimer comes back from injury, and it's his birthday. So the birthday boy, James Reimer, gets going there against the Panthers. Sergei, as we say in the Jay Onright voice, Bobrovsky. Yes, Bobrovsky with a .917 save percentage and already at 30 wins on the season. Reimer, who's battled injury on and off again, he was suggested to be week to week, but is now going into net as Hill goes out. With Reimer back, as we get closer to the trade deadline and some teams needing goaltending help, looking at you, Vegas and Toronto right now. Vegas, by the way, you're having a rough night tonight in the Peg. Yee. Toronto, you got a nice shutout from your rookie goaltender who made his first NHL start. So who knows on that one. But despite one more year in his deal, could it be one of his last home starts in San Jose for Reimer? We shall see. But here's hoping Reimer gets a birthday victory in tonight. Now, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. That'll notify you when Teal Town After Dark will be on later this night following Sharks and Panthers. That's our live interactive Sharks postgame here on YouTube after the game. Of course, you can join the conversation or chompersation, however you like to do it, in our YouTube chat following the game with Sharks and Panthers. So it's going to be interesting to see if ESPN Plus actually shows some of the ceremony. Of course, I know Brody has expressed on Twitter that he was very frustrated to find out in the summertime when ESPN picked up this game that it was a tough one for them to not have locally. Randy and Hetty and Twitterless Drew, aren't able to get this. So that's why you have me here tonight. I hope you've been enjoying this as well. I'm seeing Shalana Goldman tweeting the question of the night so far. Important question. Do Sharks get tacos if Thornton is the one who scores 4 goals? Rooster emoji. Oh, yeah. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? That would be awesome for sure here. Let's see some. Phipps, thank you very much. The rumored returns look worth it. Yeah, for Middleton, yeah. I mean, for a guy who was a free agent and you could get something nice in return, it'd be really nice. Toronto has their first round pick, but they don't have a second. So we'll see if that changes over to 2023, which might be a little bit of a deeper draft is what we've been seeing so far. With how are we feeling about the Middleton rumors? he's been a heck of a pickup, or well, I won't even say a pickup. He's been in the organization for a few years, but that's a heck of a pickup to get for the Sharks, and playing well with Burns, playing well with Middleton. It's been phenomenal as to what they've been knocking out for it. So. I should mention it's also Women of Teal night at the Shark Tank. There are a number of ladies that keep that organization rolling. I know several, including Emily Garner, who works for the Barracuda. All the way down to Amelia Schimmel, who has been filling in for Danny Miller while he's been at the Olympics. It's good to see the diverseness of everything in the organization to get the love. And so to the ladies of Teal, glad you were Teal together with all of y'all. So looking at some more of the comments in the chat before you head on over to ESPN Plus for the Panthers and Sharks. That'll be kicking off in about 12 minutes from now. So we'll let you get on out of here beforehand with that. Take the chance on Nikolai Knyzhov to slide back in. We have not heard anything about Knyzhov on him. He seemed like he was supposed to be out for a month now. We're in March, and it looks like no real rush to get him back in. So there's that. Or Hataka. Hataka can be one. Knyzhov, not to be confused with Knyzhov. That'll be fun. It's like the early 2000s when Randy had Sutter, Sutton, Suter, Stern, and Sturm, and Stewart. So, but Hataka is definitely another one there. Yeah, faulty synapse. We got Middleton for free, and it could turn him into something that would be a huge, huge boost for a team that they say they're rebuilding. They aren't rebuilding, but let's be honest here. Yeah, they kind of do. So, Amanda, I think it goes for without saying, obviously, hello. Felix, how are we? How excited are we about Tech CU Arena at Sharks Ice at San Jose? That's what they're going to be calling it officially. We'll get into a little bit more tonight. Of course, I'm sure we'll discuss more of it on the Pucknologist, but definitely kind of sensed that one was coming when I toured the arena, that they had naming rights for that building along with what's currently known as Sharks Ice. Although if you look at the signs, it still says Solar for America. So we'll see what goes on over there. We'll see how that all turns out. So, all right. With that, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here. With the ESPN Plus games, and let's be honest, the return of Joe Thornton. I mean, how can you not have a pregame show for this? So, want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. That's it for now. We're going to be back with you following the game for our usual Teal Town After Dark post game. Should be myself and Ian Reed discussing all of that. So when it's time to flip for ESPN Plus for the game, just jump back up to us after the game is final. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down low. Make sure you follow us on Teal Town USA on the Twitter and the Instagram, of course. We'll be gifting the game throughout the night here, so we'll keep you updated as the game goes on. But yeah, here we go. I was doing this with Shalana Goldman earlier. Brody's jumbo impression. Yes. Oh yeah, bud. Yeah, bud. That's way to go, boys. Yeah, bud. Oh yeah, bud. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can do this here. No, it's not gonna happen, I don't think, in time. But it was really cool. And Curtis Pichelka just announced that Joe Thornton is in the starting lineup for the Florida Panthers as they get set to take on the San Jose Sharks. So he'll be in the lineup. I believe he's with Barkov and Connor Verhage. So that should be good there. Let's see if I can make this happen in a specific amount of time. Since we have some time. We're about 9 minutes away from the game. But our good friend, Ruben, as you know, 21 pucks for years. He definitely it works for the team. So, he's out of town, so he got to miss Jumbo. However, Jumbo made sure to say hello to him. Let me see if I can get this in here real quick. Can I? Maybe not. Here we go. Oh, of course.
Son, Ruben.
No, it's not going to work.
It's so nice. Like I said, I saw so many of the guys yesterday, the trainers. You play somewhere for 15 years, you become family, and it was great to see everyone. A little weird staying at the hotel last night. You never stayed there before, and it's been a while since I've been in this visitor locker room. Everything's kind of changed, and it's a big step getting on the ice on the visiting side. So it's going to take a little to get used to, but once more.
Okay, so that didn't work out too well. Oh, well. That'll do it for us for now. Thank you for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. So appreciate it. Until next time, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. We'll see you following Sharks and Panthers. Good night.